Hey, this is Gecko Mayhem. This is a Godforge reaction video. Fateless put out a video not too long ago, overnight, again, and it covered quite a few of the Legendary Heroes kits. Simon took a look at a whole lot of Legendary Heroes, including ones that we have played, the ones from Alpha 3, but also Legendary Heroes that we have not had the chance to play and that we did not know a lot about. Take a look. Playing the minigame's worthwhile because the rewards that you get are going to carry on into Godforge when it releases. But let's watch this video that they dropped and we'll find out a bit more about the Legendary Heroes that we did not get to see in Alpha. Okay, let's watch this video.
Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. Today we're going to be talking about everything Legendary Heroes. We're going to look through some kits. We're going to help you try and decide which Legendary you should be locking in for Godforge quests. Hope you guys are getting ready for the holidays. Hope you're going to enjoy that period as well. But why not play a little mini game whilst you're chilling on the sofa?
Exactly.
So what have we got for you? We've got Godforge quests. If you've not seen this yet, where have you been? The Discord is buzzing. People are sharing their 10 pools. People are sharing the different imprints they want to lock in, the weapons they want to lock in. Basically, over the next, I guess, month and a half or so, you will be able to earn rewards for Godforge. So what does that look like? We've got Godforge quests here. I'll put all the links down below to get involved. Do come and join the Discord because we can help you through any teething problems. But basically, you send out your mini heroes on quests and you're able to earn Aether and experience. The more you rank up, the faster you earn Aether, and you need to earn Aether to be able to lock in the weapon and the imprint. So I could literally go in and choose my weapon when I got enough Aether to lock in. I can also choose an exclusive portrait, which no one will ever be able to get again, or I could choose an imprint, or obviously one of each of them. If you're a premium player, a premium user, you can actually lock one, because these will reset on a daily basis. I could say, actually, I definitely want the Lady of the Lakes imprint, but I can't afford it yet. I haven't earned enough Aether, so I'm going to lock it. And then that one will stay there. It doesn't come into this question mark. It will just stay here. When the daily reset happens, only these two legendary ones will change. So every day you get summons, and you're able to choose the hero you want to take into Godforge. Okay, it's a massive thing. You see I've got 20 summons left up here. As a premium user, I get 4 extra 10 pulls a day. You can stockpile summons, so you can literally do all of your summons in 3 weeks' time if you want. But the end date is the 31st of January, and you do need to log in each day to earn these fragments. Once you've earned 30 fragments, whichever hero you've got here in this point will be your hero that you're going to get when we launch.
So good.
Let me stop distracting myself with deploying stuff. So you can come into summon here. I can summon 10. You can see I got Isis today, actually. So I'm choosing if I want to switch Isis with another one. If I did want to switch, I'd click it and I'd put select. And then I'd be like, whoa, hold on a minute. Do I want to choose the new one or keep the old one? Actually, I'm keeping Isis so we don't change it. Okay, so there's a little bit of functionality there to help you. But, okay, I didn't get another legendary. But if I did get another legendary, I'd then have that kind of like question mark of which one do I want to keep? And that's what this video is all about today, because we haven't really talked about kits a lot, mainly because they're changing, right? And they still can change. That's something you just need to be really aware of. Any of these kits that I talked about today could still be different when we go into live. And that's just the reality is we're still in a development state. We're still tweaking things.
Of course.
Now, for heroes, you will only you won't see eternal heroes like Kamazot's here. You're only going to see the other affinities, but we're going to go through all of the kits where I've got a good amount of info. So there's a bunch I'm going to have to skip, like Anu, like Apollo, but we're going to go into the ones that I can talk about here for you, and yeah, and just sort of talk about. I'm just going to talk about the core and the ultimate. So the core ability of Athena places 400% defense on allies and reduces the damage inflicted to allies by 5%. Up to 3 times. The ultimate ability attacks all enemies with damage based on their defense and attack. Increases the damage of the next ultimate by 3% each time an ally is attacked under shield.
Nice.
And she'll get divinity when hit by an enemy. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Freya.
So we have got, make sure I'm not calling out someone I'm not supposed to. We have got Freya. Freya's got Addict to the Veneer. Equalize one ally's turn meter equal to the enemy with the highest turn meter. Then increase the turn meter of all allies by 20%. Also permanently increases hero's healing by 5% up to 4 times. And then the ult here, give your allies attack up and sharpen up 2 for 2 turns.
Nice.
Then attack all enemies. Got a bit of a bug here. But yeah, then attack all enemies. Increase the attack and crit damage of each ally by 10% up to 5 times.
Nice.
Okay, let's have a look at... is this Susanoo? Oh no, Izanagi. Wrong one. Okay, Izanagi is on my list of people I can't talk about. Okay. So is Izanami. Okay, never mind. We keep moving. Metzili. Okay. We've got here, remove 2 random disables and 2 debuffs from all allies.
Cleanser.
Then put resistance up. And we've got
revives
all defeated allies with 40% health and turn meter, and restore 20% of each ally's destroyed HP
and increase their divinity
by 20%.
Far out.
Massive ult, actually.
That's massive.
Quetz. So Quetz was in the alpha.
Yeah, we know kids.
We've got a turn meter boost and a speed up for 2 turns on the core. And then the ultimate is basically give you a bunch of buffs. Attack up, sharpen up, accuracy up for 2 turns. Will increase the ally with the highest turn meter by 50% when this hero's divinity reaches 100%. Oh, that's actually pretty juicy. Pretty juicy. Okay, Ra. Ra's had a skill change. You might have seen this in a bunch of other content creator videos. Definitely go and check out other content creators. They are talking about how to do the mini game efficiently. Really worth taking a look. So we've got here, attack all enemies with a 75% chance of placing Blaze for 3 turns. If this ability defeats someone, decrease its cooldown. And then the ult attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit has got a chance of placing defense down and vulnerable down on each target for 2 turns. And he's getting divinity when enemies are attacked with Blaze. Svarog is one of the crew that I cannot talk about because his kit's going to change. Vivian, the Lady of the Lake.
All right.
Okay, the core. Place attack up and defense up on all allies for 2
That's
turns.
quite nice.
And increase duration of buffs by 1 turn. And in the ult, full cleanse, all disables gone and debuffs gone. Oh no, sorry. Full disable cleanse. Also remove all debuffs on allies from Avalon faction. Then attack 1 enemy
ally attack
for a big old chunk of initiative plus attack. With all allies joining the attack. Really strong ability, this one. If the target is defeated, increase the turn meter of all allies by 20%.
That's
okay. Anubis.
Great.
Anubis, attack all enemies. Is a brawler, so it's based on HP and attack. With a 75% chance of placing Corrupt and Initiative down 2. And then we've got the ultimate, attacks all enemies. If this hero's HP is below 50%,
I forgot he had a heal.
Heals this hero by 30% of the damage. If this hero's HP is above 50, place a barrier for 30% of the damage inflicted. And then we've got 100 divinity whenever an enemy is defeated. Gain 200 if they were defeated by Soul Guide, which is basic. Okay, let me just see here. Good on this one, yeah. We've got Lunar Barrage.
Who is that?
This is
Artemis. I thought it was Artemis.
Lunar Barrage. Attack all enemies, 350% attack 3 times. Increases hero's divinity by 1% for each enemy hit. And then the ult attacks an enemy for 400% attack. Increase the damage inflicted by 10% for each defeated enemy. Gain 40 divinity when inflicted damage to an enemy. Gain an additional 100 when you defeat someone. Interesting, we've got Confuse and Defense down here, but they don't exist on this skill. Okay then, let's carry on. So we've got Dracula here. Places 2 stacks of bleed on all enemies and removes a buff from each target. If a buff was removed, place 3 stacks of bleed instead and go again. And then the ultimate attacks all enemies. Before attacking, consumes all stacks of bleed on each target and increases the damage based on the amount of stacks of bleed that were gone.
The Bleed King.
Cannot actually go through Fusion. I think this one's Fusion. Yeah, can't do Fusions. Let's do Hades. Make sure it's not on my list. Okay. Hades attacks all enemies. with a 75% chance to place Despair, which basically, if Despair's out there, this hero cannot receive positive buffs or effects whilst under, or the enemy, sorry, cannot take buffs. The duration is reduced every time a buff is tries to go on. Also, a lock ultimate for a turn on enemies under curse, and then the ultimate here attacks all enemies for 2 times. The first attack will decrease the target's turn meter. The second attack will place speed down. Also places initiative down on enemies under curse.
He's
and then
slowing them
if you
down.
wonder where the curse comes from, it's in his passive. Okay, Hell. Again, from the Alpha.
Love Hell.
Attacks all enemies, massive hits with an 80% chance to place curse. And the ultimate attacks all enemies, revives defeated enemies for 10% HP and puts confuse on them for 2 turns
yeah.
that cannot be resisted or blocked. And then if it's a boss instead, we'll place defense down for 2 turns. Isis, this is the one that I've pulled so far. We've got the core, places a shield on all allies, then places defense up on all allies for 3 turns, gets an extra turn, and revives all allies with 50% HP and turn meter. And then if Horus is around and is revived by this ability, place Radiance 2 on him as well. Okay, on to... Oh no, Lamash 2 is not in the mix, sorry.
Too bad.
But I can tell you, Lamash 2 is freaking cool. Let's go for Loki. Loki, again, was in CC videos recently. We changed the abilities from the Alpha. So now we've got a sleep on all enemies for 1 turn. On the core, if the target's already under sleep, increases its duration and takes turn meter. And then the ultimate here attacks all enemies, puts an 80% chance of corrupt for each target for 2 turns, then places Vanish and Reflect on this hero.
Yeah, that's Awakening, the Vanish and Reflect.
Order of Fate is in my list of ones that we can't go through yet. So let's do Mulan. Mulan attacks an enemy for 370% attack, increases the damage inflicted by 10% for each living enemy, and puts Vanish on this hero for 2 turns. Then we've got a triple hit here, the Dark Moon for her ult. Each hit has a 40% chance to place Drain 2 and Hex 2 on the target for 2 turns. If the target is defeated, decrease this hero's divinity cost by 10%, stacking up to 3 times. Okay, Sun Wukong.
Sun Wukong.
Place attack up 2 on this hero for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. For each buff on this hero, increase the damage inflicted by 10%. So self-buffing and bunch of damage. And then the ult, Clone Rampage. Attack the enemy 8 times at random. Each hit, 35% chance to heal this hero, 8% of the damage inflicted, and decrease the target's turn meter by 8%. If a target is hit more than 5 times, additional hits inflict 50% reduction of damage. Ares is in my list of ones that we can't go through. Okay, Sizzin. Sizzin attacks all enemies for 405% attack with a 75% chance to place in a blaze, and then attacks all enemies and will activate Acid and Blaze on each target. Also apply Precision on this hero for 1 turn. Let's look at Grendel here. Grendel was upgraded to Legendary. Attacks all enemies with a chance of placing Despair for a turn. And then the ultimate here attacks all enemies. After attacking, instantly defeats heroes below 20% max HP. Doesn't work on bosses. Increases heroes' HP by 5% up to 6 times for each enemy defeated. Also increases HP when attacking a boss for this 5% by 6 times. So one of the favorites from the Alpha experience here, Heimdall, places Retaliating Intercept on all allies for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies.
Big boy shield.
And puts defense up for 2 turns and places a shield of 400% of his defense on all allies. Then will place Protect 2 on all allies except this hero for 2 turns. These buffs cannot be removed when placed on heroes from Asgard. Okay, let's go into Herc. We're almost there, actually. We're getting close. Make sure he's not on my list. Okay, he's not. Attacks an enemy and places a stun for 1 turn. If this hero is under Immortal, which he does with his passive, increases damage inflicted by 100% and the stun goes on for 2 turns. We've also got increases this hero by 5%, stacking up to 12 times for the 12 labors, and place Barrier on this hero. When at max stacks, place Immortal on him as well. King Arthur is still in the rework phase. So is it's not Montezuma anymore, it's Moctezuma. I don't know if I still said the same, but he is out of the mix. Okay, Pazazu. Withering Storms attacks all enemies with a 75% chance to place Corrupt on each target for 2 turns. If the target is aligned with Order, place Fear on the target for 1 turn. And then we've got the ultimate, the Demon King's Command. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing Vulnerable, Acid, and Curse 2 on each target for 2 turns. Okay, Harun attacks all enemies, 300% attack and initiative, with a 75% chance to reduce the turn meter of each target by 20%. And then the Sky Fury attack 7 times at random. Each hit, 35% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Additional attacks against the same target reduces turn meter by 5%. Unfortunately, Raijin here is not implemented yet, but we do have ourselves a Shamash. Attacks an enemy, all allies will join the attack, has a 75% chance of placing Aetherburn. And then Light of the Heavens, revive random ally with 30% HP and turn meter, then place Radiance up and attack up for 2 turns. Also heal all allies based on target HP and place a shield of any overhealing on them as well. So pretty sweet. And then the last one for today, we have got Wang, who is pretty gross, pretty gruesome. Dreadful Omen attacks an enemy, 280% and 250% initiative.
Random debuff.
And has a 75% chance to place a random debuff, either defense down, attack down, accuracy down, or resistance down. And then the ultimate here, attack all enemies for attack and initiative, then has a 35% chance to place lock core and lock passives on each target for 2 turns. Woo! Hopefully that is going to help you with your decisions for the minigame. It's most of the legendaries, just not all of them. But yeah, enjoy it. Have a great holiday period, and I'll see you.
Some of those legendaries are looking so good. The ones that we played around with in Alpha 3, we were pretty familiar with their kits. Loki's been upgraded, places asleep. That reflects, and I think the vanish as well on his ultimate. That's only when he's awakened. With Dracula, he's the bleed king, just putting out all those blades, increases his damage, and so on. I don't think I want either of those characters. I don't want Ra either. He's still not a very strong legendary. Looking at the Slayers, they do a lot of damage. Some of them bring debuffs, some of them buff themselves, some of them are fast, like Wukong has that 24% speed aura. He looks like a really good Slayer, right? I wouldn't mind having Wukong. I think he would be a good carry for doing lots of damage. Lady of the Lake, as an invoker, she seems really strong. So I think if I had the choice and I was given Lady of the Lake, I'd probably take her because she seems like a really strong legendary. Can't remember everything that was in her kit. I'll go back and I'll review my video afterwards, and I might pop something up on the screen here, possibly, that goes over her kit. But there was so much information there. I just was trying to take mental note of which of those legendaries kind of stood out for me. I'd like to have Isis, obviously. She was so strong in the alpha. The shield that she places, the heals that she brings. She is such a strong healer. That's about it. We didn't get to see the kits of a lot of them. I wasn't impressed with Hercules during the alpha either. He needs to stack up his power up 12 times to get Immortal placed on him, which seems pretty significant. That about does it. That was a great video. At the start, of course, we had the recap of the minigame. Go play the minigame. And now we know a lot more about the legendaries and their kits. And I think I will be reviewing this video again and looking back through them so I can make a decision if I'm lucky enough in the minigame to be given one of these fantastic legendaries that have just been showcased here. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that video. It was obviously recorded on stream. I hope that you have a good day, and I will see you on the next one.